Ramattra is out in Overwatch 2, and I like him. I personally like him. I think he's great. I think his damage is great. His picking with his Omnic form is very much a quick, concise hit. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a bit slow, but that's a bit something I'll talk about a bit later. And his Nemesis form's got a good bit of damage, especially when you're comboing it with certain support, certain DPS. I think overall he's a brilliantly damage-based, focused character. I think he's oriented to be a very aggressive positional character. Like, you can hold a point with him, you can push to a point really well, and you can defend very well. But I feel like he's a jack of all trades in this scenario and a master of none of them. Hey, it's Inked. We're going to be talking my thoughts about Ramattra. And so far, I'm having a blast with him. I'm loving him. I can't wait for him to get competitive because I feel like he's going to dominate. But he's not the best. Where he does his specialties, others do it better, but he can do it more concisely. He has a barrier. He can go into Nemesis to do more damage. He can block more damage. He can do like cheeky pokes with his staff. He does all this stuff. He pulls enemies down. This is basically, his kit is basically old school Orisa before Orisa. So he's got his Doomfist punch. Like, you know, his pummel is repeatedly punching, repeatedly doing damage, which is great. His staff is very much like the machine gun from Orisa. Don't get me wrong, it's not a hit scan anymore, like especially Orisa now, and it's got a very long travel time compared to Orisa. But it's the same sort of thing. He's got a rapid firing weapon that works. He has a barrier, kind of like old Orisa. His pummel, he's got very much like it's kind of like Doomfist punch, or if it was more like Zarya's does a nade. Probably more like Reinhardt's hammer, to be honest with you. His block is very much like Orisa's hold, where she can just block damage. Still takes damage, still takes crits, but still weak. Other than Ramattra's is more like Doomfist now, because obviously he takes damage at the front, but he doesn't get powered. He just takes a lot less damage, and at the back of him is his weak spot. So someone like, you can hard counter him with, say, Bob. You're shooting at him with Ashe in a certain area, you just launch Bob to pass and do damage. He can't rotate enough to cover both fronts, so he just dies, right? That's logical, that's how he works. Very good flanking tool, Bob is. But this is Ramattra. Ramattra is your hard-hitting DPS tank, so to speak, or at least he's supposed to be. His Vortex pulls down enemies and slows them down, creating a snare on them, which is great, but it doesn't do overly much. I feel like it should be a little bit stronger, or at least should have a higher box. So like stuff like Farah at highest peak can still get caught when she drops slightly. Same with Echo, same with Mercy. I think his barrier should either have a little bit more health or a longer duration. Oh no, not as much health, probably longer duration, because he's not got enough power in his Omnic form, which is his base form with the staff. Not got enough power behind it. He needs a bit more defensive capability. More times that you can pop up the shield, help him. Don't get me wrong, when the barrier breaks, you can switch to Nemesis and then block. But that's not really helpful for your team unless you're body blocking their team, which is, you know, a good solution. It works. It does wonders for the enemies, because they can, like, you know, Farah can fly past you, Tracer, especially Tracer currently, Sombra, Farah Echo, Mercy and her Guardian Angel is amazing at the moment, so she'll counter him quite hard. Bob, and then Roadhog. Roadhog can literally just take you out block, which sucks. I feel like the block should prevent that. Maybe more like, not quite like Fortify for Orisa, but maybe a bit stronger that you don't get punched back, because you're in a tank form, right? You're blocking. You should be able to at least reduce your distance travel by Doomfist punch, and you shouldn't be allowed to be hooked because you are blocking that attack. Firstly, my opinion. His ultimate is probably his key thing, right? Perfect time set for him. He's got a 3 second, is it 3 or 4? It's 3, I think. Duration on his Annihilation, unless enemies are caught in it. And if enemies are caught in it, it's infinite. So someone like Roadhog, you get Roadhog caught in that, he's not going. It's stay in for as long as he's alive. And obviously if the enemies hop into it to help, then it's their issue. You have to kill him quick. Roadhog's in this weird state now that he just doesn't die, so Nemesis will just, the Annihilation will just stay on permanently. I feel like he's very much he's going to be a low pick, like, I'll be honest. He's going to be a low pick. I don't think he's going to be picked very much in high ranked GMs or even Diamond. I don't think he's really going to be picked that much. But I think high gold, low plat, maybe high plat, he'll be picked a lot. But I don't think it's going to be a very good tank for it. I feel like he's going to be the new jungle queen, where he's great, If you get the pros that play him very well, like main him, he's going to be fantastic. I don't think no one's going to pick him. So he's going to get these buffs, he's going to get these nerfs, and I feel like it's going to either ruin him or make him amazing. Kind of like what I did with Doomfist. Loads of people were unhappy that Doomfist was nerfed the way he was, and then all of a sudden he's been buffed, and now everyone's like, I don't like this isn't right. Like, well, you asked for a buff. What else do you want to do? He's now in line with other tanks. If you don't like him, counter him. That's the literal situation we're in right now. And I feel like they're going to do that with Ramattra. Cosmetically, I think he's amazing. I think he's got quite a cool story. I think he's got quite a cool cosmetic lineup, especially Poseidon from the Battle Pass. I'm excited to see more of him, to be honest. He's a very good character. I think he's got a lot of potential. I'm just hoping they can sit down and actually work on this a lot better for him. Because overall, I do not think he's going to be good for comp. I love him. I'm maining him a lot at the moment. Don't get me wrong, I play a load of Sigma as well. I do Orisa, Doomfist, and Reinhardt, but I feel like I'm going to be playing more Ramattra because I'm loving the style he is. The fact he's a very transitional tank from being barriers to DPS to controlling a zone. I think he's probably one of the best tanks out there. My personal opinion. This is my personal opinion. I think he's going to be top tier if you know how to play him properly. That's pretty much my opinion on him. I think the things that need to be solved are probably going to be like, you know, just adjusting his cooldowns. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I just can't figure him out enough. But I'd love to know what you guys' opinions are, because obviously he's a new character. Jungle Queen's the relatively new tank as well, and she got nerfed to the ground and then brought back up slightly. So I want to know your opinion regarding all the new characters, how they've dropped, and how obviously Ramattra has dropped. Let me know what you think. I'm very excited to see your opinions. And yeah, don't forget I stream 7 PM most days on YouTube. So if you're watching this and I'm streaming, switch over. It's going to be great. No, I'm excited. I am honestly excited. I think it's going to be great. But yeah, I will catch you guys later, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.